They came from somewhere way down in Mexico, the quintessential food they eat, frying all the corn around into crispy chip tortillas, all laid in a pile to cool for a while for that nostalgic taste. Don't forget the beans they've been cooking all day. They used the real spice and never gave it up. Beans had their place from the start, but the meat found a way to their heart. These are the two moments in history of people making super dope nachos, mega dope chos. What a fool will eat, they're supreme. The wise man chooses nachos with cool sour cream, chips and beans, double meat. I love pico de gallo and shredded cheese. Absolute slaps, bro.
Ah, boy, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the time for the Nacho episode. This has been 76 episodes in the making, I believe. Jack mentioned on episode 14 of the Sports Desk that he had never had nachos. Naturally, me being a halfway decent individual, I was shocked. I could not believe it. Nachos
He was appalled.
I was appalled. It's such a simple food, or to Pete Davidson, such a simple food. You get chips, you get, if you want, you can get chili, you can get meat, you can get beans on it, you can get pico, sour cream, guacamole, but, just cheese and chips. It's simple. And I have a beautiful plate here. I have, and Jack also has nachos. Jack
I have a very subpar nacho bowl, but this is very much, it's chips with cheese on top of it. For context, why this is happening now, by the way, we made a prediction last week on I basically decided I was going to be bold because the Chicago Bears were playing a primetime game against the New England Patriots. And I thought, with how rough the Bears offense has been, I was like, you know what? This game's going to hit the under. It very much did not hit the under because we actually got a competent performance out of Justin Fields. So, thanks to Justin Fields. Justin, this is for you, buddy.
Ooh, and I get to do...
That was the messiest first bite ever.
Okay. So on my nachos, I have, obviously the nachos. I have chili with beans, of course. I have cheese, sour cream, hot sauce, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning because I am a Ravens fan, and some Chick-fil-A sauce because I am a Georgia boy.
Honestly, the tortilla, there's a little bit of I'm not going to say spiciness, but there's a little bit of I don't know what the word is. Something on the chips.
Bite?
Yeah.
And you just had tortilla chips. It's like salt.
Yeah, something like that. The cheese is good, though. Yes. I'm a big cheese guy. The cheese is pretty good.
Oh, this is so good. We will see you guys in episode 91. I'm going to enjoy my nachos. Peace.
Yeah. He's just going to leave it to me as I,
yes.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, believe it or not, we do have a show to get into. We're not just going to sit here eating nachos the whole time.
Sadly.
We're just going to be doing that in the background.
Okay. This is ASMR meets the Sports Desk.
Pretty much. All right. We got week 7 to get into to recap. So why don't we jump into that?
So it began long ago, 5 days ago, in the desert, Saints at Cardinals. The Cardinals won. Actually, Jackson and Josh got this game right. Jack and I got this game wrong. Ominous start for us. Andy Dalton had 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, including 2 pick sixes back to back. Arizona, really impressive performance. DeAndre Hopkins, 10 catches, over 100 yards. I think Arizona, this was a battle of teams that the loser goes to 2-5, the winner stays at 3-4 so that they're competent. Not a fun spot to be in if you're the Saints, but you are in a division that you're only a game behind. And if you're Arizona, guess what? You are also only a game behind because San Francisco sucks, the Rams suck, and Seattle has Geno Smith at quarterback. So we don't know when that ship is going to explode, if it does explode.
Yeah, honestly,
It's just
the NFC West, I don't think anyone ever expected it to be that much of a toss-up this year.
right.
But it just is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think a lot of us kind of saw the Cardinals' struggles coming.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I
I'd say they were
don't think too
overrated.
many people had massive expectations for Cliff Kingsbury or Kyler Murray, and it especially hurt with DeAndre Hopkins out.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good game. They actually showed up pretty well, and I thought it was going to be another one of those weird Thursday defensive, just no one's scoring that many touchdowns. You get like 3 touchdowns max or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Arizona showed up.
Mm-hmm.
The all-time GIF or however you pronounce it
It's
of
definitely good.
who I forget who it was
Marco Wilson flying into the end zone.
flying into the end zone while Andy Dalton is just staring away like in disgust at what he's just witnessed.
Man, that
That's
was
an all-timer.
so funny, bro. That was just like peak Andy Dalton, but also peak just football in general. He's just flying through the air. Just mad respect to him. Mad respect. Big shout out to the Arizona Cardinals for grabbing the dub. And let's get into the Sunday slate. We're going to try to go a little bit faster, mainly because of Nachos, but last show kind of dragged. Atlanta at Cincinnati. First off, can you name any Atlanta defensive back that played in that game, Jack?
I don't think I can.
They were so in. It looked like the 2021 Ravens. I kid you not. Casey Hayward didn't play. AJ Terrell was out in the first quarter. Jalen Hawkins got hurt. Everyone on that defense was hurt. Yes, Burrow had an unbelievable game. 90 PFF grade. He took advantage of it. Chase had a great game. Boyd had a great game. Higgins had a great game. Mixon scored. Cincinnati showed up. The problem is people are saying, "Oh, the Bengals are back. The Bengals are a top 5 team." What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I think people are jumping the gun just a touch on the Bengals here. Atlanta did not play particularly well defensively, and they're not a team that will come back on you because they have a limited passing offense. So Cincinnati took care of business. Good for them. They're 4-3. They are second in the AFC North. Good for them, but pump the brakes a little bit. They beat Atlanta. Atlanta is a team that only lost to the Rams by 4. This is a bad Rams team.
We'll get into the Rams a little later during the preview. I think that this is more of a get right game for the Bengals than anything. If you remember, I'm gonna go to the Rams specifically. If you remember them from last season when they played against the Jacksonville Jaguars after they lost 3 straight to like the Titans and the 49ers and the Packers, they needed a get right game. They played against Jacksonville. Nobody was calling them elite after destroying the Jaguars, but for the Rams, that was the game that they kind of needed to just get right, sort of straighten. I don't know what metaphor I'm trying to make here, but
yeah,
you get the idea.
Like, unkink the garden hose essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened with the Bengals in this game. No one's gonna. I don't think anybody should be calling them elite or top tier right now after destroying the Falcons, but like they needed that game result to go their way.
Also, sad splash. I did take the Falcons to cover. Then immediately after, I thought, that's bait. They lost by 15, something like that. We have Detroit, Dallas in a very weird game. I think we can officially jump off Detroit being even competent this year. They stink. Dallas is very good. There were some issues with Dak. He wasn't Rain Dakota Prescott. He was okay. But Dallas's defense, they continue to play well. Michael Parsons, probably the defensive player of the year at this point. All 4 of us did get this game correct. I don't know. I think just Dallas said, we're the better team. We're going to take advantage of that. And, they soundly beat the Lions. This game didn't really feel close. I know it was close for a while. Dallas put it away at the end, but it didn't feel like Detroit ever had a shot.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I thought Dallas's defense was pretty much what was going to win them that game. I'm not sure how much I remember from that game, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Dallas is up there this year for sure. Even though I didn't think their offense was going to perform as good in this one because again, Dak's first game back from injury. So there's a little bit of an adjustment period to go through. I think they should be fine next week. I don't remember who their opponent is though. So
They play the Chicago Bears at home. They are 9.5-point favorites.
I'm dropping nacho chips, Jesus.
It's gonna be 6-2.
Potentially 6-2. Yeah, I mean any given Sunday, but potentially 6-2.
You're
So
right, any given Sunday, but probably 6-2. Moving to a game that only Jackson got wrong. We have Colts at Titans. Matt Ryan's potentially his last start as an Indianapolis Colt. We're going to touch on that in a second. Tennessee is like the worst good team. Like they're going to win a bunch of games. They're going to win the division. I'm pretty confident saying that. They're kind of just they're like an NPC. They're going to be the 4 seed or be the 3 seed if the Ravens and Bengals cannibalize each other. They're going to be the 3 or the 4 seed. They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. And we're going to have the same conversation next year when the Colts get Mac Jones from New England. And we're like, okay, well, the Colts stink, but the Titans also stink. But the Titans are a little bit of a less stink. Very good defensively, offense. It's Derrick Henry, and then not much else.
yeah, I agree with the whole NPC thing. Like it really they're just like that one team in your Madden franchise mode that just exists, and they don't really like cause a splash or anything like that. It's just it's disappointing, honestly. If I'm like expecting more out of the Titans, I feel like they have some good pieces there, but at the same time, there's just like it doesn't feel like they're playing up to expectations.
I think they're actually playing to expectations, but they just haven't shown me an extra wrinkle that says, "Oh, this is a really good team." The games they've won have been against the Vegas, and they've beaten the Colts twice, and I think they won another game in the division. I could be wrong. Did you know that the Colts have played 5 games in the division already?
Through 7 weeks, wow.
Yep, it's before Halloween. This is the second year in a row the Titans have swept the Colts before Halloween.
Jeez.
Schedule makers, what are we doing here? Listen, I know we can quibble about the schedule, but why do you have a team playing 5 divisional games for 7 weeks? They don't play the Texans again all season, or they don't play the Jags again all season. They don't play the Titans again all season. What are we doing here? They play the Texans in Week 18. They will have, these last. Do they have a? They didn't have a bye. They're 3-1. They have 9 games in a row against non-divisional teams. Why is that a thing? Definitely one of the weirder schedule quirks this year.
Yeah, it's a weird one for sure. So,
all right, next up on the docket, we have Packers at Commanders. We all got this wrong. Taylor Heineke is the man, the myth.
Green Bay.
Heineke actually stunk in this game, but if there is one player in the NFL that I trust to lead a late game drive and just whittle away clock, it's Taylor Heineke. It just happens. He does it. He is what people think Tom Brady is. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, he God, I think when I think about this game, I'm more drawn to like how disappointed I am in Green Bay. Obviously we knew they would regress a little bit without Devontae Adams, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Like it feels like they're not a good team right now. I don't even want to call them like a mid-tier team. Like the Packers are genuinely just not good. So it like I'm disappointed. I thought they would, they would have some momentum, possibly with Aaron Rodgers coming back. It could be his last season. You never know. And there could be the whole thing of, well, let's try to win it one more time for Aaron.
Right.
I don't think they're going to do that.
They could make a trade. They could swing something, I guess, that maybe changes the narrative here, but I don't think it's a good football team. And it stinks because they have such great defensive personnel. And you think, okay, they have a good offense, Rodgers and Jones and Dillon, and good offensive line. The offensive line hasn't played well. They've had, rotating in Bakhtiari and Jenkins off an ACL. And you're just kind of just playing. I made this comparison in the show I did a little bit earlier, but like the Ravens put good players on the football field and good things generally happen, right? The Patriots do this, other teams do this. Generally good things will happen. The Packers, the last 5 years, have had very poor depth. They are playing a fundamentally flawed, fundamentally bad football player on the field, offensively or defensively. And you can attack that. For a long time, it was Kevin King. Kevin King actually did get better as his career progressed a little bit, but the Packers just feel like they're playing 11 on 9 sometimes, and they don't have that depth of talent that you expect from a team that went 13-3, 13-3, 13-4. They're 3-4 right now. They would need a 10-game winning streak to end the season to get back to 13 wins. I'm going to lose. Excuse me. I'm going to lose points on that. So, boo this man. Quite a tragedy.
That being said, the Commanders, I don't know what to do at quarterback if I'm the Commanders. Obviously, Carson Wentz is hurt, right? So
yeah, he's on IR, so he's out for a few weeks. I would play Sam Howell, but whatever. The Commanders are fourth in the AFC or fourth in the NFC East because they actually play in the one garbage division or the one really good division. Sorry, and we get the. This is funny. The Carson Wentz revenge game, featuring no Carson Wentz and no quarterback that replaced Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
So it's Taylor Heineke versus Sam Ellinger. We're going to get into that, but oh boy. That's all I got to say for that one.
That's going to be a wild game.
Speaking of wild game, I got a question for you, Jack. Who was PFF's highest graded passer this week, if you know?
I don't believe I do.
PJ Walker.
What? PJ.
I'm going to pull the grades up. This is real life.
My hair is too long for me to make a funny
also,
expression.
did you know that Andy Dalton has the second highest PFF passing grade this season?
Jesus.
He's, 0.3 behind Mahomes. Allen's tied for second. And then PJ Walker's fourth. Bailey Zappi is 10th. Anyways, PJ Walker had a 94 passing grade. 94. He had 6 big-time throws to 0 turnover-worthy plays. For comparison, Matt Ryan has played the entire season, 300 pass attempts, 2 big-time throws. What are we doing here? Also, shout out to Lamar for a very nice 69 rating, or 69 grade. PJ Walker shredded this Tampa defense for somehow, some way he did. I don't think I've never seen anything like it. I truly have not. Like, you expect, good quarterbacks to get those 93 grades, 94 grades. Brady, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, guys like that. Rodgers.
Was it in a stat? I know this probably has anything to do with that, but was it in a stat that, before week 6, Rodgers and Brady had never lost the same week? And now it's happened back-to-back times. I think that might be a stat. I could be wrong.
They've definitely both lost the same week, but maybe not both at home or something like that.
I don't.
Both the teams under 500, something like that.
I don't know. I feel like that was a stat. Something similar to that was a stat, but what a disappointment from Tampa too. I just don't. There's a lot of teams right now that are just regressing for I don't want to say no reason at all. Obviously, there's reasons for regression, but it just feels like there's so many teams that were contenders last year and are just really underwhelming this year.
Right. Who do you think is more likely to turn it around between Green Bay and Tampa?
I think Tampa, but that's pending trade deadline. I want to see Tampa get their receivers more involved. I think if you start to obviously Mike Evans is probably wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay. Get more use out of Chris Godwin. Get more use out of Brate. I think, did Brate come back or was he out? I forget. There was news on him recently. Either way, I feel like Tampa Bay has more pieces offensively that they can work with and sort of turn that around. And obviously they have Tom Brady. He's not going to be satisfied. What are they 4-3, 3-4?
3-4.
3-4. Yeah. Brady's not going to be satisfied with 3-4. So, we'll see if he can change that mentality. I just feel like unless the Packers make a huge move at the deadline there, Tampa Bay is the team that's going to turn it around.
Yeah, I think Tampa has officially closed the Super Bowl window on this season. Okay, let me take that back. They have a 1% chance because Brady exists, but I just don't think they have the same depth they've had the last couple of years. An offensive line. Baltimore's favored in Tampa on a short week. Everything is screaming Baltimore should not be favored. Baltimore should not be favored. Baltimore is favored on a short week in Tampa Bay against Tom Brady. That shouldn't happen, but it is happening right now. So I do think we're in this wacky realm of Tampa just has some pieces. They have Brady, they have Godwin, they have Evans, they have Kate Otten, who's been solid, Leonard Fournette. They have good players on defense, but they've not put themselves in a great position to succeed because they are built so much around Brady. And Brady's, bread and butter passing is the little movements in the pocket, right? The little sidestep, the little thing. But go back through when the Bucs or the Patriots lose, it's because usually, a lot of the time, it's because the other team has a good defensive line, a good interior defensive line. The best examples here, Peloti Nada on the Baltimore Ravens, Aaron Donald on the Rams last year. When you have that dominant interior presence, you can get after Tom Brady. And this year, the Bucs don't have those interior players to block for Brady. Lou Goedeke, he's dealing with injury. Ryan Jensen's out for the year. Shaq Mason is dealing with injury right now. So you are just in this state of flux, if you will, with Brady because you think, okay, Brady's going to overcome. That is the one thing that Brady has never overcome. It's that interior pass rush. Like, this is why the Giants beat them twice. The Eagles beat them in 2017. The Broncos beat them several times. Teams with good interior pass rushes cause Brady issues, and they prevent a lot of those quick hitting plays because the fastest path to the quarterback is straight through the interior offensive line. So you just run into a tough spot, and I don't think the Bucs are equipped to handle it this year.
Okay. What's next?
We have one of the weirder games, Giants at Jaguars. Only Jackson got this one right, or only Jackson got this one wrong. Giants came in, won 23-17. They're 6-1. All 7 games have been decided by one possession. First time in NFL history that's happened. And I want to give the Giants the benefit of the doubt because I think they're so well coached. I love Saquon. I love Xavier McKinney. But, man, I know Jacksonville needed all the help at the end to even get it close to the end zone. And they were an inch away from tying the game and taking the lead on an extra point. But I think the Giants do have a bit of that fool's gold that if you just play a good game, you're going to beat the Giants. I don't think the Giants have that counterpunch, that gut punch that other teams do. The other Bills, for example, Chiefs, for example. I think the Cowboys have a counterpunch. I think the Eagles have a counterpunch. I think, in theory, Tampa, Green Bay, San Francisco, Baltimore, Cincinnati, those teams all have counterpunches. Like, if you can restrict what they do well, they have something else to, beat you around the edge. I don't think the Giants have that. They just will outcoach you. And they can do that. They did it to John Harbaugh. They did it to Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coaches. They've done it, and they did it to LaFleur, a guy that was 39-10 his first 49 games as an NFL coach. But I don't know. I don't necessarily buy this Giants team as like a playoff contender. They're going to probably make the playoffs at this point. It's just mathematically speaking, if they go 4-6 the rest of the way, that's 10 wins.
We live in such a weird world when the Giants are 6-1, even to begin with.
The Jets are 5-2.
Yeah, New York football is competent again, which is not something. And it's like you said, if there are teams like the Bills and Chiefs, if they just show up and play their best possible game, the Giants are probably losing that game. But you don't go 6-1 it's 6-1. You don't go 6-1 by accident either.
Yeah, people are saying it's fluky. I'm not saying it's fluky. I'm not that hardcore, but I'm going to say if you play those 7 games over again, this is the best thing that could have happened for the Giants. I think everything has gone right for them so far. I think if you simmed this If you sim their stretch 100 times, this is probably the 100th percentile outcome, or maybe the 99th percentile outcome. Maybe they have a pick six against Dallas or something, like Cooper Rush, those Cooper Rush things. That didn't go well for them, but this is like the 98th percentile outcome. And I think if you play closer to 50-50, let's say they were 50-50 the rest of the way. They go 3-7 or 4-6. That's good enough to make the playoffs. I don't know if you're saying Daniel Jones is the answer moving forward. I do like Daniel Jones though, but
I do too. I really want.
Of injuries right now.
I know. I really want Daniel Jones to do well. I don't know why. I like Daniel Jones. I like when he can ball out, he goes nuts. I love seeing some of his touchdown passes. Yesterday he had some pretty nice ones. So, or not yesterday, Sunday. I'm getting a little confused here, and I'm just blaming the nachos. But
you and me both. This is the worst idea in human history to eat nachos on stream.
Well, we did it. I ate nachos, so
we did it.
It's been done regardless. And
so you know what else we did? We had a perfect game, Cleveland versus Baltimore. All four of us got it right. Baltimore with the 23-20 W. Jack, give me your thoughts here because I'm the biased Ravens fan.
Cleveland was in that one for a little while. I think a little bit more surprisingly to me. I thought that Baltimore would at some point maybe run away from it, but I feel like I'm underrating Jacoby Brissett a little bit this year. Obviously, he's no Deshaun Watson on the field, but I think that he played better than I would have expected him to in this type of matchup, and it's just like it was kind of the whole like it feels like Baltimore, you know, I might be done trusting Baltimore with a lead in the fourth quarter at this point. I know that as much as you hate to hear it, Splash, they just don't. They haven't been able to hold on to these leads. They've been I guess they did hold on because they won the game, but it's like, what were they up by like 2 scores, something like that?
20-10.
20-10. You gotta hold on to that. If you're up by 10, like late in the game, you should be winning by 10.
You know, they beat the Jets, they beat the Patriots, they beat the Bengals. All of those they played well. For the Patriots and Bengals, they played well in the fourth quarter. The Jets didn't really matter because they were up 21. But like I get it, but this Ravens team is very good. It's just how they've lost. If you just replace their losses and say like they're 23-20, or they lost to the Giants, and you said like Saquon broke off a big run in the first half and it wasn't a comeback, they weren't up 10 or down 10 late, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna you lost to the Giants, but hey, that happens, right? Or if you said they lost to the Dolphins with no other context, okay, they lost to the Bills. Okay, everyone's losing to the Bills. Tua is 4-0 as a starter. Josh Allen is 5-1 as a starter this year, and the Giants are 6-1. Those losses make sense, but the way they lost, that's the hard part.
Exactly.
Baltimore did get the dub. So another one we got perfectly. Jets at Broncos. We were all on the Jets train. This was before Russell Wilson was ruled out. So bonus points there for all of us.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
I don't think I was on the Jets train more than I was off the Bronco train, even with Russ healthy in this game. I did not trust him at all.
Let's ride.
Exactly. Let's ride to another L. Yeah, I've lost all hope in the Broncos this year. I don't see them really making a run at this point. Russ is now out. I don't know if they ever said for how long, but I know he's been out.
Yeah, it might only be a 1-week thing, but honestly, the Rippon offense didn't look that much different from the Russ offense, and I will corroborate that. Brett Rippon had a 44 passing grade, which actually was better than Zach Wilson. Congratulations, Jets.
Interesting.
Rippon's bad. Wilson's bad. This has gotten so bad for the Broncos that even though they do not have their first-round pick this year, they're thinking about trading Bradley Chubb and thinking about trading Jerry Jeudy. I would do that. Even if you were like 0-7 right now, I don't think I would do that because it's like, recoup assets. I don't want to give Seattle the number 1 pick. Well, Houston stinks. So
the thing is, I feel like that's a bit of a panic mode strategy because they spent so much money to get Russell Wilson on like that long-term deal after that trade. So like it's really tough to see like a way out of this right now, but like I would not trade Jerry Jeudy. I would not trade Chubb. I don't know. It feels like
they're, to me, those are foundational pieces that you need. Like the 2023 version of the Broncos, they need to have. The 2024 version of the Broncos, they need to have. I believe, has Chubb already signed an? Oh no, this is Chubb's 5th year, so he hasn't signed an extension yet, and Judy's in year 3. So you can pump the brakes a little bit there, but
yeah,
the Giants, the Broncos are not good. They are not good. However, they are last in the division now because Vegas had a bye week.
But they shouldn't be the last place in the division right now. If you understand the transition that I'm getting into.
Actually, the ironic part was the next game on the list was going to be Texans Raiders.
No, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The game we all got.
Should we talk about the Jets actually really fast too?
Yes, go ahead.
Because holy crap, the Jets. First of all, it is very, very, very unfortunate that Breece Hall did tear his ACL. So we're wishing him a speedy recovery. That he is one of the most electric rookies that I've seen. I really like watching Breece Hall. I think all around though, the Jets have just been like. I'm having trouble finding the words for it, but the Jets are just like. I don't know why I'm stuttering out here completely, but obviously we can say they're better than last year. I don't know. It's tough to think about their quarterback situation right now because like Zach Wilson, he's still been playing like I think Jets fans want him to step up.
He's been terrible. I will full say he has been terrible.
Yeah, because he did not look great the first few weeks.
So far. Other than the injuries, he has been a disaster. He has frankly been a disaster at the quarterback position. And look, he has had. I'm just going to read off his grades so far. Passing grades 63.4, but with 4 turnover-worthy plays. 79.7 in a game that he threw 21 attempts. 38 and 42.1. I know that the Jets are 4-0 with Zach Wilson. I get it. But he is stung the last 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks he was fine. Week 1 he had the 2 interceptions, and it wasn't a good performance. But if he was playing at the week 4 level against Pittsburgh or week 5 level against Miami, we're not having this conversation. But he is genuinely reeked the last 2 weeks. So
yeah, like I said, that's why the Jets fans are going to want him to step up because they have pieces on this team. One that we're going to touch on in a little bit later. I think that we'll bring up the trade that recently went down. So, but the Jets, they have pieces. They have, especially on defense too. I really like what they have going on defense. Sauce is playing really well.
Reed has been great.
Sauce only allowed like 8 yards on 9 targets or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
John Franklin, former Ram John Franklin Myers has showed up pretty well for them. He's a name that I've been seeing pop up in my feed a couple times. I think that Franklin Myers has been playing out of his mind. I'm still a little bit ticked that the Rams let him go. I mean, they got the ring, but would have been nice if he was still around.
That's true. Let's jump into Houston at Vegas. Vegas was down in the 4th quarter, but it felt like they were up 30 the entire game. They win 38-20. Big pick 6 at the end for Duron Harmon. Josh Jacobs, 3 touchdowns, 143 yards. He just cooked. And I was wrong on Josh Jacobs. I was wrong. He has been a beast this season. He has created a lot. The Raiders' offensive line has been better than I thought it would be. The Raiders still stink, but props to Josh Jacobs. I was wrong. 100% wrong.
Yeah, Josh, I kind of always saw that Josh Jacobs was a top tier running back. I don't know if I would say like best in the league, obviously, but he definitely cooked. That being said, the Texans are the Texans, and they're already Poor Brandon Cooks, man. They're already looking at trading Brandon Cooks, and this would be like what, his 5th different team if he does get moved.
So Patriots, Rams, obviously, Saints, Texans. I think, yeah, it would be his
Yeah, that would be it. So he's looking at his 5th different team now potentially.
Hey, he has not won a Super Bowl with any one of them though. Sadly.
Yeah, it sucks because like he missed most of Super Bowl 52 when he got that concussion.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the Rams, had a chance to get revenge on the Patriots.
Looks
didn't win
in that game. I think I might need to be fact checked here, but I don't think there's a player with 2 funnier screenshots than Brandon Cooks. So in Super Bowl 52, there's a play that he's jumping up in the air trying to like hurdle a guy, or maybe he's jumping for a catch, and the Eagles defensive player is like right in his crotch. It is the funniest picture I have ever seen. Then the second funniest picture is in Super Bowl 53 on the interception. I think Goff got hit, so the ball's like floating in the air, spiraling. Brandon Cooks has no idea, so he's like floating off into like an out route, and Stephon Gilmore like sees it. It's like, that's a foot. Okay, I'm gonna catch that. And Brandon Cooks just looks like he's in La La Land.
Didn't the competition committee say something about PI on one of those plays?
I don't know.
I think I remember something about the competition committee coming in and saying that. That's honestly, I just laugh whenever that happens. Like, even if it's like against my team or not, I just laugh because like that's literally the NFL's way of coming in and saying, yeah, we screwed up.
Wrong.
The most obvious thing possible, and it's like, no crap, of course you were wrong.
Speaking of wrong, only Jack was correct with this next game. Seattle at the Chargers. Big props to Jack. Celebrate. Give yourself a round of applause.
Had the nachos. Had the
Jack
Seahawks
and
done.
I disagreed on. And actually, I was 9-5 this week. Josh was 10-4. Jack was 10-4. Jax was 8-6. I did the math wrong earlier, but yeah, Seattle. Do you think this is more of a Seattle is halfway decent or the Chargers stink?
I think it's a bit of both. My reasoning for picking the Seahawks in this one was because of the location. I think the Seahawks play really stingy at SoFi Stadium. They don't always win. Obviously, they haven't beaten the Rams at SoFi, but they just, it feels to me that's a really good kicker place for starters, and Jason Myers is one of the better kickers in the league. It just feels like the Seahawks, their defense was really stingy in this game, and they tend to not go down without a fight at this place, or really just in particular matchups like this. They just never really tend to go down without a fight. Unfortunately, the Chargers didn't really give them much of a fight, and obviously the JC Jackson, that's a injury that sucks to see. We wish him a speedy recovery as well, but yeah, Seattle, it just felt like it was one of those games where they just wouldn't go away. And all it was going to take were the Chargers making a couple different mistakes, and that was going to be it.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I'm going to actually lean more with the Chargers stink here, because the Chargers, one, have lost so many pieces that they're just not the same roster they were. JC Jackson's out for the year. Rashawn Slater's out for the year. They've dealt with Keenan Allen's played 2 games. Rams, or Jack's fantasy team legend, Keenan Allen has played 2 games.
Oh God, my fantasy team, by the way, I give up on the fantasy league at this point. I left like
Big Funk this week.
I left so many people that were on a bye in my lineup, and I got my ass kicked. So like, because I said too, like when I was joining that league, I was like, I am gonna lose interest halfway through the season, and here we are. I just totally like did not care. So. I mean, my wallet will care when I end up buying the Jake Funk jersey, but
so
yeah, and it'll be a Saints jersey, by the way. I guess it has to be now because he's on the Saints. So
okay, let's talk about the Chargers. I don't know how to put this politely. Justin Herbert is not him. Like he is not who people think he is. So Dennis Green had the famous we are who we thought they were, and we let him off the hook." Justin Herbert is not who you think he is, and neither is Joe Burrow. They are smart. So everything you think about Justin Herbert, you should think about Joe Burrow. Everything you think about Joe Burrow, you should think about Justin Herbert, minus the off the field stuff, because Burrow actually has swagger, and Justin Herbert looks like he's a law teacher or like a middle school math teacher. So
Burrow
is man. When Burrow is on, Burrow is doing everything you think Herbert does. He's attacking down the field. He's attacking, deep routes and intermediate routes, and he's like awesome, 15 to 20, 25 yards. Awesome. He's hitting deep balls to Chase. He's hitting deep balls. Like Jamar Chase is setting records for this kind of stuff. It's not Mike Williams. It's not Keenan Allen. It's not Josh Palmer. It's not Gerald Everett. It's not Austin Eckler. It's the friggin' Bengals that are doing this. It's Joe Burrow is doing this. And Justin Herbert, I'm going to pull up his stats. Would it surprise you to know that Justin Herbert has a lower big-time throw rate this season than just about every quarterback in the NFL?
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. And it's like, you think it would surprise you because like if there's any like biggest strength of Justin Herbert, it's his long throws. He can throw deep like crazy. But part of that I feel like is not surprising just because he's had receiver issues. Like Keenan Allen's his guy. Allen's been out for like almost the whole year. Mike Williams is dealing with an injury now. I don't even remember who else they have. So it's like they're just receiver situation is a mess right now.
I'm going to give you a quarterback, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to say, does he have a higher big time throw rate or a lower big time throw rate than Justin Herbert?
All right.
Let's play. PJ Walker.
Higher.
Josh Allen.
Higher.
Tyler Heineke.
Lower.
Incorrect. Jameis Winston.
Higher.
Mac Jones.
Lower? I'd be surprised. I don't think I would.
He had a crazy game against Baltimore. That's why. Geno Smith.
Higher.
Aaron Rodgers.
Higher.
Lamar Jackson.
Higher.
Patrick Mahomes.
Higher.
Mitchell Trubisky.
As much as I want to say lower, I'm pretty sure it's higher.
Carson Wentz.
Higher.
Tom Brady.
Higher.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Higher.
Andy Dalton.
Lower because he only played one game.
Jacoby Brissett.
Higher.
Skylar Thompson.
Oh my God, no! Don't tell me that's higher than Justin Herbert.
Jalen Hurts.
Higher.
Joe Burrow.
Higher.
I don't know where the N in his last name is. Tagovailoa.
Higher.
Russell Wilson.
Higher.
Ryan Tannehill.
Higher.
Derek Carr.
Am I just gonna? Why is this a game at this point? They're all higher.
Derek Carr.
Higher.
Matthew Stafford.
Higher.
Trevor Lawrence.
Higher.
Marcus Mariota.
Higher.
Zach Wilson.
Lower.
Yes, you're right. You got me. Good job.
There we go. Who'd you say?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Higher.
Cousins.
Higher.
Jared Goff.
Oh my God. Higher.
Kyler Murray.
Lower.
It's actually higher. Kenny Pickett.
Higher.
Actually, Joe Flacco.
Higher.
Oh, okay. Bro.
I love how you randomly just slipped Zach Wilson in there.
Yeah. You got me. Good job. Bro, Justin Herbert is broken. Justin Herbert is not the quarterback you think.
Let me just say, he is playing through injury. I'm not gonna say that's the only reason why he's not playing up to the level that he was a few years ago. But he is dealing with that rib injury, and that's a pretty rough injury. Like, I think there's other quarterbacks that have come out to discuss that kind of injury, and they have said that it affects literally everything you do. Like when you're shouting to people in the huddle or something like that, it hurts. Or when you're just moving, when you're just walking or running in some cases, it can really kill your ribs. So it's that's a pretty rough injury to come back from. Herbert, I will give him credit because when immediately during the game where it happened, he got up and then threw a 52-yard bomb. So it's
yes.
He can still play the game, obviously, but it's just, I feel like that has to still be setting him back a little bit.
So I agree with everything you said. The issue is he did the same darn thing last year. He ranked tied for 27th in quarterback big time throw rate.
Jeez.
Same as Cooper Rush, who's not good at football. Same as Davis Mills, who's not good at football. He was a rookie last year. One spot above Jacoby Brissett, one spot below Trey Lance, below Carson Wentz, below Mac Jones, below Matt Ryan, below Baker, below Trevor Siemian.
Oh my God.
What? Below Blaine Gabbert. Now, granted, Gabbert only threw 11 passes, but come on. At a certain point, Herbert is, again, not the guy we think he is. He is not. You look at the highlights, and I don't know if there's a player excluding defense, because defense, you have a wider range of outcomes. I don't know if there's an offensive player that has a more different play style from what people think he has versus what he actually does. Because, the special throws, he does that maybe once a week. More like once every other week. Frustrating. Chiefs, Niners, this was supposed to be the game of the week. The Chiefs laid the smackdown in Christian McCaffrey's debut.
Christian McCaffrey got traded to the 49ers between shows. Yeah, if you forgot about that, I wouldn't be surprised because he didn't do anything. But it's all good because they always turn into pumpkins against everybody else, but they'll play like all pros against the Rams because that's just how it goes in the regular season.
This is true. Although I will say that McCaffrey was a midweek acquisition, so he didn't know the offense.
Which is fair. I was honestly even surprised that he stepped into the game. So,
he played it felt like 8 snaps. He played like the first 8 snaps, and afterwards he just wasn't used. Sunday Night Football, Steelers, Dolphins. There were no points scored in the second half. I've never been so angry in my entire life. I guess it didn't end up mattering because the Bears won, so I lost the Pick'em League, but
I'm disappointed in that Steelers Dolphins game. Like I really honestly part of me thought that would actually be a sneaky good game. I thought somehow, some way we were going to get a sneaky good game out of
it was a competent game, but they just stopped scoring. Tua had like 6 passes to defensive players. Not good. Pickett actually threw 3 picks. He wasn't that bad. You look at the 3 interceptions, and I think he was the only quarterback this rap. Dalton threw 3 picks as well. But, you think, 3 interceptions, that's bad, and only the 1 touchdown. George Pickens sighting, which is good. Yes, the 3 interceptions are bad. He wasn't an atrocity. He had the one really ugly one at the end to Noah Igbenogany that iced the game, but they've been picking on Igbenogany the entire game, so rookie mistake there. So I'm not sold on Pickett. I'm not out on Pickett either. So yeah, Pittsburgh, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But Tua was bad. Tua was genuinely bad in this game. Not as bad as Zach Wilson. I'll give him that. So he was actually only the 3rd worst quarterback in his own division because Zappy kind of stunk too, and Mac Jones was the lowest rated quarterback this week. He was bad.
Oh, this Monday night game sucked. Well, I guess it didn't suck. It was actually kind of entertaining. The
deal,
Bears and
no talking about Bears Patriots, just deal there.
Yeah, let's totally gloss over the quarterback controversy that's happening in New England right now.
That's a good point. I missed that.
Yeah, because apparently Bailey Zappi was.
He's like better than Mac Jones, but it's not so much better that it's. I think I've made this comparison before, but it's like if in 2016 the Ravens signed Colin Kaepernick. Is Kaepernick better than Flacco? Yes, but is he so much better that it's worth losing the locker room? No, I think we're at that point with Zappy.
Yeah, I think what you like that game was a perfect microcosm of what you just said because like Zappy came in and like all the momentum suddenly shifted to New England's side when he threw that touchdown, and then the defense got an interception. They take the lead, but then Zappy makes mistakes. The Bears defense capitalizes. They put Mac Jones back in. It was like just such a weird game. They didn't know who to play at quarterback, and then like Justin Fields showed up. I did not expect Justin Fields to show up in this game. He absolutely did. So full props. And he's the reason why I was eating nachos earlier because
yes, he is.
That game, I bet that it would hit the under. I thought it was going to be another Bears primetime sloppy game, and it just was not. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see what the situation is going to be in New England. Are we going to get Zappy as the starter? Are we going to see like a mix of both? Maybe like a Ravens 2018 type deal. Who knows?
In fairness, it was a full switch. Like Flacco got hurt, they kind of benched him. He got hurt. He wasn't active the rest of the year, if I remember correctly, because you had RG3 come in against the Chiefs, against the Falcons, games that Lamar got knocked out of. It was RG3 came in those games. It wasn't Flacco. So I'm not sold on the Bears. I am selling all of my Patriots stock. I had none to begin with, but I'm selling on the Patriots.
There you go. I feel the same, honestly. All right.
All right, we begin the week in Tampa Bay, Baltimore at Tampa. The Ravens are 2-point favorites, and I have to make the first pick. I hate life. Bro, okay. I'm not going to talk this much about the rest of the games, but I feel like this is such a stupid game. And it's the game, the Ravens are the better team. I will full out say the Ravens are the better team. They should win. There's a good reason why they're favored. I agree with them being favored. But at the same time, I don't think they win this game. I don't trust them to win this game. I trust the Bucs to do something and screw it up for the Ravens. I think that is a given. So I will be taking Tampa Bay. And I'm very sad about that. I thought all off season, okay, the Bucs are going to win this one. It's a short week. It is internally frustrating that I know what's going to happen. I know the Ravens are going to lose this game in some asinine fashion, and they're going to be dropped to number 32 in everyone's power rankings because it's Thursday Night Football, and everyone's watching on Amazon Prime, and it's up like 40% in our age demographic, and they're going to lose, and it's going to be heart-wrenching, and it's going to be gut-wrenching, and it's going to be number 12 ripping our hearts out again.
That's pretty much why I'm picking Tampa Bay in this one too. I feel like just fourth quarter, if Baltimore gets a fourth quarter lead, they just have to hold on to it. They have to do everything humanly possible. And against Tom Brady, that might not be enough.
Now, it's sad. It is sad, but it's so true that this team, the Ravens are so good, but the Ravens also are their worst enemy. The Ravens could be the best team in the league. Honestly, could be the best team in the league. And then the last 3 minutes of the game happens, and they crap all over themselves. It is inexplicable. It is like Falcons' disease, but at least the Ravens are good. The Falcons those last couple of years weren't actually that good. But it is so eternally frustrating that I know what's going to happen because it's Tom Brady on the other side. So congratulations, Tampa. You're back to 500. Sorry, Falcons fans. Sorry, Panthers fans. I know you want to win the division. You want to lead the division, but it's not going to happen this week. All right. Next up, we are going back to London, Denver at Jacksonville.
Jaguars get another London game.
I'm going to go Jacksonville. I don't like that at all, but I'm going to go Jacksonville.
Yeah, give me Jacksonville. With Russ out.
2.5-point favorites.
Which game?
The Jags over the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, give me the Jaguars. With Russ out, I don't see the Broncos.
Actually,
really
I don't know
doing
if
anything.
Russ plays, but you have to fly over and I don't know, maybe something weird happens. So I'm going to finish writing these games down. We'll get into game number 3, which is Carolina at Atlanta. I hate picking these games.
I hate picking NFC South games. I really do.
I don't think I've gotten one right all season.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, I got Carolina over New Orleans right, 100% right. I think Atlanta's a better team.
I do too. It's just like,
Grudgingly, I will go with Atlanta.
yeah, give me Atlanta. Carolina is like, if they could pull something out, but they're just in full rebuild mode right now. It seems like they traded CMC. It looks like they're going to trade Brian Burns.
Chicago at Dallas. Dallas is 9.5-point.
Dallas.
Thank you.
Not much needs to be said there.
Miami at Detroit. Miami is only 3.5-point favorites here. I think they cover. So.
You know what? Give me Detroit in this one. I think Jared Goff is a bounce back game.
Here, buddy.
This is kind of like my bold prediction, but I think Jared Goff is going to have a bounce back week.
All right, Arizona at Minnesota. Minnesota is 3.5-point favorites. Give me the Vikings.
Give me the Vikings.
All right, Vegas at New Orleans. This game, Vegas is favored by 2 at New Orleans. I don't like that. I'm going to take New Orleans.
Give me New Orleans.
All right, Patriots at Jets. The Patriots are 1.5-point
Oh my
favorites.
God.
Give me the Jets.
See, this is a tough one because this is actually a game where the Jets, they could potentially come out and win this one.
If the Jets are 6-2 and they go for 5.5 is hit, not even halfway through the season, I'm going to jam this pen so far through my brain that you won't be able to see me.
It's, oh man, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Give me the Jets. I don't like Zach Wilson.
No.
As much as the Patriots have like their QB nonsense going on right now, like is it gonna be Mac Jones? Is it gonna be Bailey Zappi? I don't know. I like them both better than Zach Wilson, but I think the defense for the Jets is gonna come in and win this game.
Suffering. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 10.5-point favorites. Give me the Eagles.
Give me the Birds. Give me an anytime Devontae Smith touchdown.
All right. Slim Batman. All right. Tennessee at Houston. Tennessee is 2-point favorites.
Oh my God, another 8. I hate the South divisions this year. I really do.
Why is Tennessee only 2.5-point favorites? What's going on? It's Houston. I know it's on.
It is Houston. I just.
Oh, you're telling me the Ravens are the same? The Ravens and Raiders are the same favorite on the road against Tampa and New Orleans as Tennessee is against freaking Houston. Tennessee. I'm gonna adjust that to Tennessee by 10.
Jesus, yeah, I'm taking the Titans in this one. I just, part of me feels like something wild is gonna happen because it is a divisional game.
They can't stop Derrick Henry.
They're not going to. I don't think they're. You never know.
This is not complicated.
You never know.
Stink. Okay.
I'm trying to make it sound more interesting than it is. It's gonna be a blowout probably.
Okay. Commanders at Colts. The Colts are 2.5-point favorites. This is Taylor Heineke versus Sam Ehlinger.
Who the frick do I pick in this one? So for those, we didn't really specifically mention it, but Sam Ehlinger is going to be the starter for the Colts. They have just straight up benched Matt Ryan. They said he is done for the year.
I'm going to say Ehlinger rushing touchdown.
Do you have the Colts winning?
Yes.
I'm going to agree, but I'm going to have Terry McLaurin anytime touchdown.
Okay.
He had a clutch one at the end of last week.
All right. I'll write you down for the Rams. Niners at Rams. The Niners are 1.5-point favorites.
See, okay. I'm going to take the Rams.
Okay.
Splash already obviously knows. I'm trying to reverse jinx this as well because I'm wearing my division champs shirt from last year. This is what I wore before we beat the same week that we did the show before we won the NFC Championship game. I wore this, so I'm hoping for good juju, but
yep,
you never know. The thing is, the Rams are healthier now.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Troy Hill back. They've got Van Jefferson back, which is obviously huge. He hasn't played all year. He's going to be a huge piece of the offense. They brought, I think, Jacoby Durant's going to be coming back as well. Brian Allen is back. They are healthier. They can play a competent offense. But this O-line, which has been really up and down all season long, has to win the trench battle if the Rams are going to win this game. Has to.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough, but that's where the key matchup in this one. I think they also mentioned Kyle Juszczyk is out and Deebo's day-to-day. I'm expecting Deebo to play, but they said he's day-to-day right now, so it's one of those matchups where it's like the 49ers have always had our number in the regular season. Keywords regular season. So it really could go either way. I'm saying the Rams, but that's just not a concrete pick for certain.
The bias talking? Okay.
That's absolutely the bias talking.
Okay, the Giants are 3-point dogs at Seattle. So this means that Vegas has them as a pick 'em essentially if it wasn't in Seattle. I'm going to take the Giants here.
This is a kind of a tough one to predict, but I'm going to go the Giants.
Give me. Everyone's getting hurt for the Giants. I'm going to say Barkley over 83.5 rushing yards. All right. Wrong line. All right. You're taking the Giants as well?
Yes.
Okay. Green Bay at Buffalo. Buffalo is 10.5-point favorites. It's the largest underdog Aaron Rodgers has ever been. I think the Bills cover.
Yeah. Give me Buffalo in this one. I'm going to take I'm going to say Stephon Diggs has 2 or more touchdowns.
Okay. And last but not least, we have the Battle of Ohio. Bengals, 3.5-point favorites at the Cleveland Browns. Bengals win, I think, pretty handily. I'm going to say Bengals score at least third. Do I need another one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I need one more. So I'm going to say the Bengals score at least over 29.5 points.
I'm going to go Cincinnati. I don't know if I have a bold prediction for this one.
You need one more. Oh, you need two more actually, because you have Devontae Smith touchdown, Terry touchdown, Diggs twice. You need two more.
What's the over/under?
The over/under is 47.
Oh, jeez. Give me the under.
Okay, under 47.
I think 47 is a little high for this one.
All right, I need one more from any game for you.
Give me a Van Jefferson anytime touchdown in his first game back.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be slow with integrating him because Van Jefferson already knows the offense. So
that's true. Okay, so
Super Bowl champion Van Jefferson already knows the offense. So
my picks, I have Dolphins -3.5, Titans -10, Ellinger rushing touchdown. Oh, I guess I may have picked too many. Ellinger rushing touchdown, Barkley over 83.5 rushing yards, Buffalo -10.5, and Cincinnati over 29.5 points. I'm going to scrap one of those for our graphic, but Jack, you have Devontae Smith anytime touchdown, Terry McLaurin anytime touchdown, Van Jefferson anytime touchdown, Stephon Diggs 2 touchdowns, and under 47 in Monday Night Football. Will you be eating nachos if the over hits?
No.
Darn. Did you like the nachos?
Huh?
Did you like the nachos?
They were all right.
Okay.
I think I need to do a better job with spreading the cheese on them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a science to it.
I'm sure there is, and I just don't know it right now.
All right.
I'm not saying I'll never eat nachos again, but I'm not putting it on the line for this one.
Fair point. All right. Probably gonna wrap it up here. I guess we have the retro reverse to do, but let's rapid fire. Who you got for the World Series?
Oh boy. Frick.
I'm going Phillies in 7.
I'm going Phillies in 6.
Ooh,
6.
Okay.
It's gonna be it's a bold one, and the Astros are the Astros. I don't know. Philly's just been on an absolute roll as of late.
All right, we are both going Philadelphia. I'm a little surprised.
Partly bias, but partly just because I believe in their momentum. When a team gets hot at the right time in baseball,
this is a good
point. I mean, you've seen it throughout this entire postseason.
Hoskins, Castellanos, the pitching staff has been great. So there we go. Phillies in 7. I have Phillies in 7. Jack has Phillies in 6. All right. Do you want to talk about your Lakers for a minute, or do you want to just go into hockey?
The Lakers suck. Let's move on to the reverse.
Did you see the Cavs trolling the Lakers the other day?
I don't think I did.
Oh, it was so funny.
I don't know why I would go looking for Lakers being trolled though, but
that's a good point. It was. I think it was pushed to me on Bleacher Report, but that might have been just the Cavs thing, maybe not the Lakers thing. But there you go.
Yeah, the Lakers. They're playing better in my NBA 2K career right now than they are in real life, and that's may or may not have something to do with the fact that I'm on them. So
that's a good point.
We'll leave it at that.
Can you shoot?
Huh?
Can you shoot?
Yeah, I can shoot.
Okay, because
not in real life, but I can shoot.
The Lakers need you bad right now.
Yeah, like literally in my career, I'm leading the NBA in 3-point percentage. So
there you go.
I did see their 3-point numbers. The Lakers are working me pretty bad right now. All right, let's move on to the world of hockey. If you know me or Splash at all, you know that we are jersey nerds, sports uniform nerds, and
I subscribe to jersey porn.
Yeah, pretty much. Our favorite time to geek out over this stuff is when teams do something like this. The NHL, during the COVID year 2021, they were like, let's do something called reverse retro, where each team has a throwback jersey, but it's mixed up a little bit. So it's not like a true throwback jersey. It's like some of the colors are changed or the logos are changed. And it's like a remixed version of a throwback. That's why it's called reverse retro. I guess the idea started with reversing the colors or something. The idea was so popular that teams decided, let's do it again. But this time, since it's not during a COVID year, let's do it. I guess obviously the pandemic's not over, but you know what I mean. Let's actually wear these in front of fans now. Behold, the 2022-2023 NHL reverse retro jerseys. This is our famous our quote-unquote famous segment, Tier This. We basically just go into Tier Maker and we tier things. We don't normally have an F tier, but I'm leaving the F tier in there for this one. So
Right. Okay. So let's start with Anaheim.
I think Anaheim gets a B.
I'm cool with a B. I think they're good.
I think this would, if they wore this and their orange alternate jersey, or yeah, they have an orange alternate jersey. This is basically the reverse version of that, which is kind of a throwback of their old Mighty Ducks jerseys. I think if they had those as their primary, that would be a pretty solid set. I'm gonna go B for the Ducks.
Big time fan of those. The Peyote Coyote, I'm giving that an A.
You're giving that an A. I'm probably gonna give that a C. Honestly, like I don't hate it, but they did this last year. They literally did the same jersey last time they did a reverse retro, but it was purple.
I'm a fan.
I don't think it's bad. I just feel like for the purpose of a reverse retro, it's kind of lazy. They should have tried a little bit harder. But
that's fine. Okay, let's put it in B and compromise.
Yes. Boston honestly might get an A.
See, I'm the opposite here. I think that's one that I think is a little over the top for a jersey.
They're using their really detailed bear head logo.
Yeah, that's my issue with it. It's kind of like the idea with flags that you want to make it simple that a child can draw. I think every other jersey here besides the Kings, you could probably get a decent like kid could draw that.
Yeah.
I do not think the Bruins have a very drawable jersey.
I think drawable logos are up. I think the Predators honestly are not a very drawable one either.
That's a good point.
I guess that's a debate for another time. I think we can put it in.
I think you can at least get the idea, maybe, but I think the Kings one just is a little. The Kings one's weird because it's a good logo, but it's a little too complex. I think the Bruins one is just a little too complex and overbearing for a jersey.
Overbearing, huh?
I did not intend to do that, but
unintentional pun there.
Gotta love puns.
Here, let me zoom in a little bit so people can see better. We'll go
probably B and split the difference
tier.
again.
B tier for Bruins. Buffalo bringing back the goat head this time in the current colors.
I think compared to the rest of the pack, it's a little on the underwhelming side.
It's tricky to say because this is like what we expected out of Buffalo. Like they don't really have too many more options throughout their history unless they want to bring back the slug logo, but like that logo was with the blue and white and gold. So I think I would probably go C tier. I don't hate it. It's just like underwhelming.
I'm good with C tier.
Okay, Calgary doing a black version of their. This was always such a weird jersey to me.
I'm such a big fan. I'm putting that in A tier.
I don't hate it. It just feels weird to me. I would go B, but I'll be nice and let you have that one in A tier.
Sounds good.
Carolina doing a red version of their current away jersey.
It's very good.
It is good.
Very good. I'm between A and a B here.
It's just not a throwback.
It's just not as good as last year's.
Yeah, and it's what do you mean by last year's? Like the, the Whalers.
Yes.
Yeah, the Whalers was S tier. No topping that. Best throwback logo in hockey. Best logo in sports history, honestly. I'll go A tier for this.
Okay.
I don't want to go S tier just because it's not a true throwback. Like they literally have a white version of this that they wear on the road. So it's just they could have tried a little harder, but it's not bad.
Go to the Detroit Blackhawks, apparently.
So they are literally basically the same jersey.
Okay, here's the thing. Chicago, I think Detroit did it better.
Detroit, I'm pretty sure, has had a jersey like that at some point in their past, but the thing is they got the reverse part right because they're using black in it. Chicago, they just
already wears black.
Got rid of the logo. They were red. They don't wear black, but they.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Their main color.
They have worn black before though, but like, I don't know. In some cases,
I think Chicago should get an F because they just ripped off Detroit. Definitely.
Although I think isn't Chicago older than Detroit though? It's pretty close. I know they were both in the original. Now you have me
looking up hockeyreference.com. Okay. Are we talking strictly Blackhawks and Red Wings or just the team in general?
Strictly Blackhawks and Red Wings. Which team is older?
Okay, so the Blackhawks have been around since 1926-27. The Red Wings have been around since 26-27. They were called the Detroit Cougars at the time. So incorrect. They are tied.
They are tied. I'm just gonna put both of these in D tier, honestly.
Okay, no, you're getting kicked. You're getting kicked for that. Okay, Detroit actually has a good retro reverse jersey here. They should get a B tier. Nope, you're still in timeout. Chicago should get an F because they ripped off Detroit. Detroit should be in B tier.
You do realize I can control.
What?
I don't know with Detroit's. I really don't know. Let me just say, for one thing though, it is exponentially better than last time they did the reverse retro. That was a practice jersey last time they did it, and
this is actually a good one. I would wear it. I would not wear Chicago's.
I'll go B tier for Detroit.
Thank you.
Chicago D tier.
Okay, that's fine.
We went out of order there. We got the Colorado Avalanche up next. They're going with a tribute to the area, not the team themselves, with Colorado Rockies colors.
Here's the thing. I think it's solid, but not out of this group. I think it's a good jersey, just not out of this group of jerseys. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I much prefer their last one with the Nordiques throwback. This one just kind of screams.
It was going to be hard to beat a Nordiques throwback.
That's a good point. At least it's better than Columbus up next. But I'm going to say C. I think it's just kind of they completed the assignment. It's a good jersey, but
doesn't feel like a reverse.
It just feels like an alternate.
You have to think back to the Colorado Rockies for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So
not the baseball team, it's a hockey team. That's now in New Jersey, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with giving them a C.
Wait, no, the Rockies are... Frick. You have me thinking about this now.
Yep, they're the Devils.
Okay.
Also the Kansas City Scouts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Kansas City Scouts. I knew because that's what the Devils threw back to, but same colors.
Yep.
Okay, Columbus.
F.
We are of differing opinions. You think it's F tier?
Yes, it's if they just wore that. Is there what's on the side?
Stars.
Okay, we can go a little bit higher than F, but it looks just like a normal jersey they'd wear.
But the thing is, I feel like if it's one of those things where like if a team comes out with an alternate jersey that's like that should be the primary jersey, then like that will be good. They don't really use royal blue. I like the royal blue in this one. I think this is up there. I can
go up to a C on it. Beyond C, I can't go with you, but
I was thinking A tier, so we can split the difference.
All right, that's fine. All right.
Edmonton, the Edmonton Oil.
I think it's a little bit darker than what they usually have. I think this is fun actually as a hockey casual. I'm cool with it. I can vibe with it.
I respect how they went with this because this is like the only other logo they've ever used. It's like the gear oil thing, whatever it's called. I don't even know what Oilers fans call it. I think B tier is perfectly fine. Florida going with a powder blue.
S.
I think it's S tier.
S. I know you're a Chargers hater. I don't care. S. S.
Okay. I'll put it on S tier for you. But then you have to let me do this.
S.
That's absolutely gorgeous from the Kings. I don't know how that jersey has not existed before. But that's just like they've only had a yellow or purple version of it. The white version, it's perfection. Nothing else needs to be said.
Banged it. They simply hit that one out of the park.
Honestly, same with Minnesota. At least A tier for Minnesota. I like how they went with a green version of
maybe not quite as good as last year, but A tier.
Yeah. It's like they didn't really need to improve that much on it. They just needed a
They
green
just did
version,
the
and it
an
looks solid.
inverted invert. They did the reverse retro.
Pretty much.
I have that jersey. I own it. It's in white. It's the exact same jersey.
Montreal. This is
In
more
white.
of like a touch on the Expos, I guess, with the powder blue.
This is good. This
Is
good.
damn
really
good too. Honestly, I'd go S tier for this one.
I'm cool with S tier.
Honestly, the Canadians, like, they didn't really have too much history to pick from because they've had a bunch of random different designs throughout their first like few years of existence, and then once they settled on their current look, they just stuck with it for like decades and decades and decades.
Yep.
There was no real need to mess around with this one. Predators going with, you're putting this one at S tier too?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I'm B or C tier here.
I'm C tier with this one. I never loved the Predator, like these weird logos from the Predators. I like the yellow with this jersey, but
right. Devils. I think that I would throw the Devils in perhaps A tier, A or B tier. I like the colors. I know it's not necessarily Devils, so they're doing the tribute to the Kansas City Scouts. I'm cool
I don't hate seeing the Devils try it out with more colors.
Last year they tried green.
Well, they have had green. Green was like one of their colors for
last year they used green. This year they're using more, blue, red, yellow. I'm cool with it. I'd go A tier.
Yeah, it's a A tier jersey, I think. You know, it's not an A tier jersey. Is the Islanders going back to the Fishermen. Listen, this actually had potential to be S tier. This actually had, because like the thing about reverse retro jerseys is sometimes
I think Dan doesn't like it, right?
I don't know if he likes it actually, but my point is, look at like what Anaheim did with theirs last year. They just had that ridiculous Mighty Ducks jersey throwback, and it's like sometimes teams, it's fine like for nostalgia purposes for teams to go back to these weird eras where they had like crazy different logos. Like you see the Capitals, what they're doing, they have the gold eagle logo type deal. The screaming eagle, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Also, go ahead, throw the S tier. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, that was an S tier jersey.
S tier.
No debate. But the Islanders, they actually had like a more realistic wave pattern on this one, and there was more teal on this one. This actually had potential to be more faithful to the source material. That was going to be a damn good jersey, and they just at the last second changed it, and it's just not as good as it could have been.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna put that in C tier. I don't think it's very good.
I think C tier is fair. I like where they were going. I like the direction that it was going in, but then they made a change at the last second, and it just wasn't looking that great. Rangers, I think, are A tier. I love the royal blue with this one.
Yeah, I'm cool with A tier. This
is very a solid jersey. You want to wear this as an alternate? I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I'd wear that.
Ottawa has F tier potential. They went with that weird like swoosh pattern, something like that. I don't even remember what it was called.
The Calgary one I can vibe with. The Screaming Eagle I can vibe with. I don't like what Ottawa did. I don't like what the Islanders did.
You're not gonna love what the Ottawa Senators did with that. Like the era that they're throwing back to. It's not. It wasn't great.
Was it right during their expansion? Like
I think it was.
Vomit, yuck, D tier.
I think F, but the colors are slightly better.
Okay.
Phil, you can't see too many the details in this page. They basically went with a white version of what they had last year or last time.
This is Detroit Red Wings Redux.
There's orange on the sleeves somewhere.
F.
You think F? Okay.
I don't like.
I think you need to. I think the picture is bad. I think you need to get a better picture.
Okay.
But
okay. I'll go. We can do like a tier below F if you want, and say like.
Can I add a tier?
Yes.
Oh, I can't. Wait, no, that's the wrong button.
Hit the gear sign, and then add a row below, and then just throw the Flyers in there. I think the Flyers are with here, but it might just be the picture.
Undecided. We'll put. Yeah.
Pittsburgh A, very good jersey.
Yeah, very solid from the Penguins. I love the RoboPen. I think if the RoboPen was their logo now, I wouldn't complain. Although what they have now is pretty solid, so it is what it is. But I think the RoboPen is underrated. The Sharks.
Respect. I really like it. I'm gonna say B. Could be persuaded.
You mean the Sharks?
Yes. What did I say?
I'm gonna go B tier, honestly, too.
Okay.
I like the
Sounds
Seals throwback. I don't like the sleeve patterns on a hockey jersey. I like the respect. I respect the attempts. I respect the, where they were trying to go back to. But that one's. I've never been too partial to the California Seals.
So a retro reverse for a team that's been in existence for 2 seasons.
Exactly. I think what we're looking at with the Kraken is a Seattle Metropolitans throwback or something along those lines. I want to just fact check that really quick.
I think it's good. I think it's more of just the colors I can vibe with than it being a good, faithful retro reverse. I think it's kind of Colorado-y in that way, that it's like a solid jersey, but it's just not, doesn't fit the theme.
Oh, this is interesting. This is a throwback to the Seattle Ironmen who played during World War II.
Okay. I'm cool with A, B, or C, honestly.
Honestly, I'd go A tier. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty solid. I don't remember what the number of the font looks like, but if they wanted to add this to their rotation more often, that's pretty solid.
Yes.
Okay, I guess Dallas was out of order, but we've got... I think a lot of these were out of order, actually, but we've got the Dallas Stars up next. Honestly, solid jersey with Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that it wasn't...
the one that I own, but I'd probably go B tier here.
I'd go B tier, too. I'm disappointed that it wasn't a better version of the last one that they tried, which is like the actual like star pattern on the bottom.
Right.
I always really like those.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, this is an upgrade. I don't like what their reverse retros were last time, because it was like the St. Louis Reds pretty much is what this was.
I like those.
I don't hate this one though. This is like the prototype version of their jersey that they came up with, and it like only ever saw the ice during like an alumni game when they played in the Winter Classic. Mm-hmm. So
okay, I do not like this one. I would probably go C tier.
With St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay. I'm fair with C tier. Oh boy, Tampa Bay going with the Lightning Storm Rain jersey. This is
F.
Yeah.
F. Just F.
This is like what Anaheim did with theirs.
You're trying too hard. You're trying to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. You do not have Blake Bortles. You are not him. Sorry for the printer going on.
I have literally seen a video interview like where Phil Esposito, who founded the Tampa Bay Lightning, said that he hated that jersey.
For good reason. Toronto.
Honestly.
You better than last year. Look at that. I'd probably go C tier with Toronto.
I'd go C tier with Toronto. It's like they don't necessarily like have too much to choose from.
Right.
I'd go C tier.
Canadian-y, very Red Wings-y.
We've got the Vancouver Canucks going with Johnny Canuck on the front of their jersey for the first time ever. It's only been a helmet logo.
I want to say S or A.
It's S tier, man.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going A. I'm going A only because of the chest logo, or the chest numbers being where the C should be. I guess they're putting like the captain stuff on the other side.
Ooh, did you know that the Red Wings do it on the opposite side as well?
Sort of
Dallas does too, right?
The Coyotes used to. They actually have a jersey sponsor this year now, though. So
okay,
unfortunate. I don't think chest numbers. It's very design dependent. I don't think this design needed them. That's the only thing keeping them out of S tier. But I think the jersey as a whole is solid.
Does Vegas go into the S tier again?
Vegas goes. I'm gonna fact check what they're throwing back to.
Because it was, the one they had the other year was red and it had like the tertiary logo.
Yeah,
I thought it was a banger. I would buy it. We had the jersey. Porn.
This jersey might go S tier, regardless of what it's a throwback to. This one might go S tier just because it's glow in the dark.
S. Put it in S.
I'm just fact checking really quick. The design draws inspiration for the year 1995, celebrating the best season for the International Hockey League's Las Vegas Thunder.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool. I can vibe with it. And the Winnipeg Jets, they go 2 for 2. S.
I love this Jets one. The aviator blue with the
gorgeous. With
the classic Jets look. Okay, let me find the Flyers reverse retro.
I think these are good. This is a good set of jerseys. I think Tampa just whiffed. Chicago copied off Detroit. Ottawa whiffed. Philadelphia is a to be determined. I think Buffalo, Colorado, Nashville, the Islanders, St. Louis, and Toronto. It's fine.
Okay.
But lots of good ones, just like last year. Very good reverse retros here.
Okay, this is the Flyers. I think this is a better picture.
Yes, but
wait, hang on. Is this a real picture? This might be a Photoshop. Hang on a moment.
You're not helping the argument here.
Hang on just a moment.
Although, in fairness, Philly fans are probably worried about the Eagles and worried about the World Series.
True. They're probably more concerned about the World Series right now, considering their team just made it there.
Boo. Go Astros.
Which of these is a real... Here we go. Okay. Vibe into the music while I share my Chrome tab again. There was a switch tab button that streamer used to have, and they stopped using it. So bring it back, please. There we go.
D. I think it's just so. It's a practice jersey. It's the same thing I said about Detroit last year. Just this year, we have a gradient.
All right.
It's not F. I think it's D tier.
All right. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that will be someone where I like theirs better last year for sure, though, for certain. So
that would be a fun video when we eventually launch Hockey Scoreboard Watch.
Exactly.
When we launch that, that would be a fun video comparing the new and old reverse retros, even though one of them is a reverse of its own retro. Wouldn't that just be the same, the retro jersey, if it's reverse retro?
It might be.
Who knows?
Anyway, I think that's their show.
Yep, that should wrap us up for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, the notification bell, so you can get notified. Beautiful.
This might not be the last stream where I eat nachos. Maybe not.
Episode
it's up in the air.
2000. Jack eats nachos again after the Rams lose in the Super Bowl. Something like that. They lose to the Jets again.
They lose. Oh boy, they don't play the Jets for a while.
They play them. They might play them next year.
I'm gonna fact check that.
Because
we could be in for it. I'll just leave it at we could be in for another nacho eating scenario if the Rams do end up losing to the Jets again.
The Patriots last year.
We did not play the Patriots last year.
You played the Bills this year. So crap, you wouldn't play the Jets until 2024. Darn. So yeah, you will play the Jets in 2024. I believe in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I'm just gonna verify that right now.
Yeah,
2024 away opponents would be the Jets. All right. That will wrap us up then.
So make sure you drop a subscribe. We have more stuff coming. I think, can we verify Thursday Night Football live watch party?
I will get back to you on that, but I think off the top of my head, it should be good to go.
Ray-Bans are playing, so I'm going to eat more Old Bay nachos on stream, at least until I strangle myself when Lamar Jackson throws an ugly pick six.
All right. And that'll wrap us up. As always, Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald trains with knives. We'll see you next week.